Good evening, Pisces. Welcome. I'm doing a love reading for you. We're going to jump right in. I'm actually going to start with the tarot. So, I'm hoping for pop-outs like this one. The Emperor. Oh, wow. You get a booklet. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All of these, but we're all going to take them. Okay, so the moon in reverse here. The Six of Swords in reverse. I'm going to put on my glasses. The Lovers in reverse. The Fool in reverse. Whoa, what's going on? The King of Wands in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles and the King of Wands upright. Okay, so it's really interesting that I'm actually going to place the cards a certain way and I'm going to show you. It's almost like, let's see if you can see. So I've placed the cards that are upright a little further down, and everything that is in reverse is sort of in between here. For me, it makes sense to do that. So let's look at that together. So you see you have the Emperor with the Knight and the King of Pentacles. So all masculine energies here, definitely upright. There's great certainty and there's great, I want to say, promise on the upright cards. You know, Pisces, this is like saying, I don't know who is in your life. I don't know if you're single, etc., loosely involved, whatever. But you can count on this person. I mean, like 1,000%, right? There's no doubt that this person is coming through for you. This person is steady. They're rock solid. It's more than that. They're resolute, determined, accomplished. And they want you. It's clear as day here. And the way they come towards you, or the way they interact with you, or the way I guess the synergy between the two of you is, for me, is portrayed mainly here with the Knight and the King of Pentacles. So it's this person, the way they come towards you, well, first of all, they're an emperor, okay? You have to know that this person is someone successful. They don't have to be like I don't know, like the CEO of the biggest company in the world. It's not the point. The point is they're definitely someone accomplished, someone who has a great career. They're successful in what they do. They have nothing to prove, right? And everything to prove at the same time. Not that they have to be accountable to others about that, but what I mean by what they still have something to prove, it's more about they love challenges, and they're going to keep pushing themselves and wanting to keep doing. This person's not going to stay idle, right? They're going to do something with their life. They're always going to they're enterprising, they're gonna do things. But the way they come at you is amazing because it's a build-up. So they come at you slowly on the night, but absolutely adamant. And then, you know, the approach and the build-up and the way they finally arrive is as a king. And so what they present to you is almost like it's like the result of a long, like of long efforts, right? They've really wanted to be with you, so they've worked at it. They've built at it. They took their time, and because they work constructively, they work because they're gonna win. So they put everything in place and they do everything I guess strategically, and also like it's well thought out, and it's something that they want to be sure of how they come. You know, they obviously always come correct, like big time here, but they also want to make sure that everything's planned out, that for the best experience, to make sure that, you know, when they actually become involved with you, it can't go wrong, right? Okay, let's look at the cards in the middle. They're all upside down, reversed. The energies are completely different because the only pentacles are the three pentacles, well, the two pentacles at the end, and then we have the Emperor, which is another earthy, I guess, solid energy. And then in between you have the Moon in reverse, the Six of Swords in reverse, so lots of water there, lots of, I guess, change and sort of I'm hearing it's a gray zone. There's a gray zone. You know, the Six of Swords in this case, I mean, the voyage is not being undertaken, but in this case, for me, it's not so much physical travel. It's more, because the card is in reverse, the passage from one shore to the other is not being, is not happening. So for me, it's like going from black and white. So if you're in the middle, it's gray. It's a gray zone. And the moon, although it's in reverse, it's still shrouding things. So it's not completely dark, but it's not fully bright either. So it again, it's a gray zone. It could mean like it's a transition. But we're going to go back to the more typical meanings as well. I just wanted to mention that. The Lovers is in reverse and the Fool is in reverse with the King of Wands in reverse. So the Fool and the Lovers, right? Two major arcanas here. Okay, I want to point out something. I'm going to show you something else. The Lovers for me now stands out because here you have the Fool and the King of Wands on this side, and this is all fire. And for me, this is all water. Although the Six of Swords is air typically, because it's a voyage on water and you have the moon, I'm saying this is water, this is fire. So there's two entities here. So you're Pisces, right? So maybe you're the person that is more caught up in a gray zone. You might be indecisive actually. Or if you're not indecisive, you're the total opposite. You're sort of a little too convinced. because you know you won't budge with the Six of Swords in reverse. You don't want to move out of your position. And the moon in reverse is somewhat still moody and almost susceptible. So you're kind of like stubborn here, and but mostly I don't know, you feel like you're convinced. So not so sure if it's truly just positive or if it has maybe a little bit of a like being too convinced, being a little too stubborn. So there's a little bit of that here, definitely. And then on the fire in on the other side, another energy of being too rash here. It's the opposite, right? Someone is a little too stubborn and someone else is a little too rash. Also very proud. I feel someone is quite proud. The King of Wands is in reverse, right? He's kind of conceited. So sorry, I mean it's the interaction here. So it's funny because the Lovers is in reverse, but it's in between, and I feel that it's sort of it's showing that basically there's two sides. There's one person that is more watery, one person that is more fire. So the way it looks now, the way the cards are placed, I'm going to show you again. It's a little story because this is the energy on the overall energy of someone really wanting you. This is how they come at you and how it builds. But this is basically you and them with the Lovers in between. So there's something about each other's positions, and I mentioned that one is more stubborn, the other one's a little more rash and maybe a little too proud, right? So, but both energies, so moody and susceptible as well on the water, right? So both sides, no wonder the Lovers are in reverse. Both sides are a little bit like not giving in, a little bit inflexible, yes, and somewhat, I'm gonna say it's a funny mix because it's not compatible and yet somewhat compatible. So the funny thing, it's compatible because both of you are kind of stubborn. Both of you are like on your positions, like not wanting to budge. Both of you are kind of seeing things with a little bit of pessimism or a little bit of, well, I'm not so sure. So maybe a bit of doubt, a little bit of, it's also judgmental a little bit on each side. And I think that's why the Lovers card is in reverse. Because at the moment, the connection is not absolutely like spot on, right? Like not fully aligned, or it's like a, you know, when you have an attraction and it's like love and hate, or doesn't have to be so strong as hate, but you know what I mean, like sort of a, you're kind of attracted, but at the same time they're like, they get on your nerves. That's what it feels like here. But you know, overall it's interesting because, you know, on one side the Six of Swords is there in reverse, so there's no movement, and on the other side the Fool is in reverse, so there's no leap of faith. So both of you, again, you're not necessarily wanting to take that first step, either of you. there's a lot of pride, and I have to say it because the emperor is here. So I mean, not that it's a bad thing, but in this case it is sort of slowing things down. But I do see the build up, and I do see the way they come, the way basically you come together. Because if you want, you could also say maybe these are two people, so now it's two people coming together. Although for me, and I want to show you why I'm talking more of a build-up, is that both figures are facing that way and the pentacle is being presented. So, and it's the knight into the king. So there's, for me, a phenomenon of building towards the connection and marching towards the connection. So, or towards you, whoever goes first. But initially in the middle here, none of you are making the first step. None. Neither, I should say. The moon in reverse. I'm sensing regret on this card. Like regretting saying something or not doing something. There's that energy here. On the King of Wands, it's more like anger, because I did say it was harsh earlier. A little bit harsh, this energy. I think I said it was harsh. Anyways, this energy, one is more regret, the other one is more anger. So the lovers are in reverse. There's a lack of understanding at the moment. But it is not a game changer at all. It's sort of either it's a transition, because we are seeing the movement and the cards are in between, so it could be a transition phase. I did speak of a gray zone, and I think it could literally play out as a temporary situation before you really actually come together and really start dating and really engage, and sort of flip the energy of being sort of each of you like waiting on the other, like, okay, who's gonna say what, who's gonna do what, kind of thing. And then if I look at the fiery side, there's almost like a scare here. So thinking of, when something takes a little longer than you thought, or you don't really know how the other person fully feels about you. There's a scare about, okay, are they gonna go with someone else? Is this gonna really work out? Then you start asking all the questions that basically are irrational, but they cross your mind, right? So in that sense, so the transition is a little bit of, creates a little bit of, I want to say static. That's why the lovers is in reverse, because the connection is not fully clear, or like almost like direct. But what a promise. I mean, this emperor really delivers, because look, it's a promise. It's gonna happen. It'll be everything you ever wanted. It'll be stable, committed. I say committed because it's all pentacles here. The two are pentacles. So there's like full on, like investment, like whether it's you're investing yourself, your love, your energy, your time, everything, your resources, you put everything together. What a beautiful combination. I'm gonna draw one card out of my makeshift deck. This one. I literally just did the Taurus read and they had a surprise declaration of love and you get surprised. That is really interesting, Pisces. That is surprising. Well, for me, I guess the surprise is on the Emperor, and I'm gonna say why. I mean, you might already know this person, right? You probably do, because the way the cards came out for me, it feels like it's, especially the fact that there's a watery side, a fiery side. For me, there's two people, the two court cards. There's really a you and them situation here. So there's definitely someone that you're thinking of. But they still managed to surprise you. I'm not exactly sure how. I don't know if it's the build up. I don't know if it's because they promise. I don't know if it's because it could be a different scenario that you don't know and this is predicting someone, so then it's a full-on surprise and it might play out in this way, right? You meet someone really important, and by that I mean established, okay? Someone who's accomplished, but they have stature, at least in your eyes, right? That's what matters. It's not so much the title and the bank account, really. It's more about how you perceive them. They give you the impression of stability, solidity, the guarantee, right? They promise, they deliver. Anyways, I think that's the surprise, really. If it's who they are is the surprise. And then what plays out is a little bit of this, budge fest, or the fact that you don't budge, right? Anyways, it's gorgeous. I'm gonna draw one last card because I did for Taurus. It's an oracle, love oracle. I'm surprised at the surprise. Eros and Thanatos. So it's love and death, okay? So don't let it scare you, but I'm gonna read, there's a mini portion that says the love story, and I find it interesting. Must all good things come to an end? Must we all... Sorry, I'm reading too fast. Must we always dance this dance? Thanatos, death, is ultimately victorious. He claims Eros, the love of this world. Everything ultimately belongs to the angel of death. But when the love of this world is slain, is there an even greater force that remains? Beyond the mind, beyond the body, beyond all the love stories and the sounds, The spirit remains forever. In our true love is found. These forces are not in opposition, they are one. We are one. Okay, it's kind of it's funny that it says that it comes to an end, because for me in this read it's the beginning, especially because it's a surprise, right? The promise is a surprise, especially if you know this person. If you don't know the person, then the whole meeting this person is the surprise. And what they actually end up proposing to you or promising to you will be also a surprise by then. I don't know, this is a little awkward here, Pisces. I'm gonna leave it there. We read the text. It, I have to say, it does not resonate for me with the rest of the cards. I don't think I've ever said that on any reading, but I am saying this right now. Because it's so surprising. But let's leave these energies as they are. Thank you so much for listening. I bid you a good night. I'll see you soon. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. Good night.